Scott, you're building a really Art Deco door. That is like... Is your whole building design wonky? Have you been like living? You've been like living in the 70s or something, where this sort of building design was in.
I don't know what's going on with me.
What is going on? This building looks like it's falling down, but at the same time, it looks like an art museum.
I'm making artsy buildings. This is not
right. Okay.
I make bricks.
Okay. Now I want you to think about the logic behind this. Are you gonna cut these pieces out here and fill them in?
Thinking about that.
You're thinking about that? I don't know what. This is so different. This is not the Scott I'm used to. This is not square. This is not round. This is abstract Scott. Abstract Scott. Ooh, nice, very nice idea. Very smart.
And that will allow me to pressurize it and keep the design.
That's actually very. Hold on.
This is like the most.
That won't pressurize, I don't think, Scott. I'm not 100% about it, but I don't think that will pressurize.
Which one?
This particular bit here. You see how it's got one outside, one inside?
I might need to rejig that one, but I'm sure I can.
Biggest problem that we've got, Scott, is that it's actually now dangling over quite a large crater below. So if we mess this up, technically we could...
It will explode.
It will explode. So I think the best idea about it is probably to shave off the side and then just leave this one top block attached and then connect the merge block there and then just fingers crossed. Because the worst situation here is it pulls our little ship down with it and then explodes as well. You know, at the same time.
I get that.
So what I'll start doing is I'll start cutting away at some of the components around it and get the parts, but I might need the ship as well to store some of the components if that's alright.
Yeah, just take the ship.
Okay, I'll take the ship. Have your designs, like, you know, something what artists often do, if you want to call yourself an artist? Well, technically you are, because you're building your own sorts of ships with your creativity. Have you noticed any like serious changes in how you're building ships? Or
I'm going for more triangular right now for some reason.
More triangular? Well, like the ones we did in we had in that battle the other week.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. I've got the fighter version of that now finished.
Ooh. Yeah, with that sort of design though, it's very easy to, you know, model it and manipulate it into multiple, you know, different designs as well at the same time. Let's just make sure my lights have... Oh, my light's not. What about scalable blocks? Oh shit, I need to find the crest site.
What, being able to make them bigger and smaller?
So here's a simple concept of it, right? You can build a block and you can attach it to a block of equal size. So you can scale the block using the mouse wheel. So you can basically build on any scale and connecting them together, but scaling all the blocks. So there's not two set standard. I mean, this adds like thousands of possibilities in. I'm not suggesting it, but I'm just saying, what would you think of that, where you could scale the blocks on multiple levels and basically have infinite sizes and shit? You could basically build infinite shapes.
It would be a cool idea. I just don't think it would be...
Inventory. We need to have a quick look for this grinder that you built me. Oh no, did you not build me the grinder because you couldn't? Do you need that grinder, Scott, or may one borrow the grinder? The basics of it, Scott, is I'll lock onto the block that you painted yellow.
I'll grind away the other block.
Well, yeah, grind away both sides, so we
have
maximum weight efficiency. Okay, bringing it in.
Something is clanging the crap out over here.
Okay. And let's bring that a little bit to the left. And there we go, we've got lock. Now, grind off the other block on the other side first, so we've got maximum. Okay, have I actually got this? Yes! The ship's actually supporting the weight. Now, what I need you to do, Scott, is I need you to put the large merge block on one of the ends, so it's standing up. So it's up to you which end you want to put it on. As long as you've got the materials on you to put that on. Oh, no, maybe not, like, maybe center it, I don't know.
If you sent it, then it's going to be over the port, and then you're going to have problems.
Okay, because I'm going to have to... because that port's going to be in the ground anyway, but alright. Okay, right, so what we need to do is we're going to head back to the crash site with this thing.
Slowly.
Alright, try not to accidentally disconnect it.
Never hit... Oh god, we're going to have to rotate this.
Yeah, we'll be fine, don't worry, don't panic. Okay, so heading over to the site. Do you reckon this will make it slowing down harder?
Oh yes, your mass has gone up quite a bit.
Okay, well sometimes things like that in Space Engineers then make no effect and it just confuses the F out of me. Alright, so we need to rotate this thing around first.
I don't know if we should just put it on the ground and then build a
No, we're
vehicle
putting
to
it
do this.
inside. We're putting it inside, Scott. It's going inside. I don't know if you want to put the merge block on the bottom instead then, so it's easier to lower in. Let's just... Can you measure it up to see if it'll fit in if I go in on its side?
No. Either way, this assembler.
It's going to hit the assembler?
I think it'll hit the assembler.
I don't think it will. I think we can risk it for a biscuit here.
I'm moving that merge block.
Let me get a bit lower to the actual thing first. And then maybe put the merge block on.
I think you need to rotate 90 degrees.
90?
Yeah.
Why 90?
Because you're coming in the harder way. I think if you go the other way, it'll come in easier.
You sure it won't just come in like this?
You'll be less than 1 block away from the... Oh... Okay, you'll get...
Okay, do you want to tap the merge block then, so we can just so we can clip it on and clip it to the base? Alright, this is quite a delicate process. I quite like this idea though of inserting a part from our ship into the actual dome.
It's going to be right on the port, but that's fine, we'll just deal with it.
Okay, bring it in the final bit. And is that a connection or is that a fail?
Yeah, you just connected.
Okay, disconnecting. And
the problem is we're 1 up off the ground now.
yeah, we can fix that.
You're through the roof. What we could just do is port this up and then drain all the hydrogen off into another thing.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just because it's got 2... I know, since it's a big tank and it's half full, I don't see there's any point, you know, wasting it. So we may as well just vent that off, you know, into a proper pack, and then we can grind that down. But at least it's over here now, ready to rock. We are now starting to move on to the first part of the wall part of the base, because the plan is we're going to stretch out the whole of the base around the sort of edge of the crater. I think we're doing Scott, aren't we? And this little bit we've built in the middle is just, you know, a point where we can use to build, refine resources and so on. And on a further note, we need to fix that spotlight as well as get some more resources to start building. But I think for the moment you have enough metal plates to start working on the metal wall.
I just need to first put an airlock on our med bay.
Oh yeah, that's probably quite a good point.
We can save that. We can actually make this a proper room. That was
switch back to my body. Yeah, so what's the first thing you're going to try to build on that wall? And show us what you're going to build and give us some ideas. Let's talk schematics.
Well, I want to eventually, after we've mined up as much of this resources, blow a hole in this.
Okay, blow a hole. And then is that the whole idea? We're going to have a little road or something we're talking about?
Yeah, we're going to have a... Ah, God. Jetpack on. We're going to have a pathway to the ice.
Yeah, so a little road somewhere where we can drive our rovers around safely, maybe to different areas. I mean, the whole ideal in the end would be to get a pipe. So we mine at one end, we stick it in the pipe, and it takes us back over here. But at the same time, I like to build things that are a bit fun. So I think the road could go on top of, you know, the pipeway.
Yeah.
So we get the best of both worlds. We get to have somewhere to drive our rovers as well as drive.
There's plenty of resources here. So I'm thinking.
But we need to get some places for our ships. So what's your plan up there then?
I'm thinking of starting a dock somewhere around here.
We'll try to keep everything within the crater, like don't have anything sticking out, because I think at the moment we've got a very stealthy build going on. You know, like
yeah, I wasn't going to go above the crater edge. I was going to stick it kind of halfway down the crater wall.
Right. Because I was thinking is if you see if we ban off using anything further than this point, and then this point we make a ring. Oh God, I've fallen down too far.
We'll ring all the way around and we'll come off that.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be a long project, but it can be done quite easily if we get a. We convert we either build a mining ship or we convert the drill ship. Well, we need the drill ship.
Right, now I want to just ask your opinion on this. I'm thinking, since you know we're not getting much light in this crater, I was having a quick look up here the other day. You see this area behind the spotlight on the other side? And I was like, oh, there's quite a nice little bit of flat land here. And I was like, why don't I could extend out, you know, like a solar farm up in this area, so we get the solar resources throughout the day, because the sun rises, if I'm correct. I think it's over
behind you. It's over here.
Over in that direction. And then if we build that solar farm, we pipe it in to the main base, we'll have, you know, renewable energy that I think is quite important.
You want to build the solar panel down kind of down here?
Well, that's what I was thinking, because then it keeps it, you know, a little bit out of sight. And I think I'm just gonna go with like 10 panels, if that sounds like good to you.
That works. I like it.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna I'll put a little bit of a platform area coming across here, and I just want to watch as well for a quick day to see how the sun comes across here. So Aaron's little tip is to set a new position from there. So I'm gonna call that shaft 1. Okay. And that should be marked on my hill. On my hood. And then to make this so the shaft actually connects up to the other point, we're going to fly ourselves back into the crater. We're going to go in behind the spotlight.
That's a good tip. And buy a bloody new mouse.
Yeah, and Aaron buy a bloody new mouth. And then we're going to go up the current shaft that Aaron's building. And we're going to head towards that shaft point.
Yo,
well,
I've got no reason to take, like, I've made this room to be pressurized, but why?
Well, isn't it? It's for when you're on planets, isn't it? But saying that, I think that's one of them features, you know, where they haven't, or they had more plans for it, but the idea has kind of been, you know, the thing is, I think originally, this is my honest opinion about Space Engineers, is I felt the idea, you know, was very pure. Like, you know, it was Maverick's idea, Marek's idea, not Maverick. It was Marek's idea, and he implemented all the bits that he wanted. But I feel, you know, the more people that have added to the ideas, the people have added a bit of their idea to it, and then a bit of the idea has been lost, you know, through the actual, like they might have implemented one bit, and then they're like, oh well, this is my next part of the idea, but then someone else has put a part of their idea in. So there's lots of little ideas going on, but there's a lack of completion within the ideas, if that makes any sense. I don't think
that what the loss is like, Tim. I think it's evolved.
But right, okay, like we're saying about the head sort of thing, is, come on, that's such an idea that there's so many things that can be done with that, isn't there? But like I'm saying, it could be they're not at that stage where they're ready to implement such a thing, but they've prepared it by putting their helmets off. Because to take your helmet off, you think, right, what can you do with your helmet off? You can eat, you can survive in oxygen-rich environments that you can do now, yeah, all right. But there's not really any other option, like you said, unless they move it into such a place where you can have different suits. You can take your suit off. Maybe a suit with different sort of abilities and whatnot.
Yeah, and there's been some mods like that. There was Dectan did some suits, different suits designs.
They give you different speeds. I know, yeah.
That was, you need stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, it was like, it felt like it was the tip of the helmet tree. Anyway, my solar panels just popped out the top area, so we should be able to build on a nice platform now. But apart from that, like I said, I think it's just one of them ideas that's been exploited to such a level, but it's yet to really, you know, to bloom into a full-on project.
Well, if they gave me hydroponics, I would be very happy.
I think a lot of people would be happy. There's lots of mods, but remember, Keen do tend to leave a bit, don't they, open to the community on what they want to add through modifications.
I think that's coming to an end.
What? What do you mean by that?
I think, oh, this is... I think we're going to see that as a reason, not a reason anymore. I think they're starting to come around. Like the parachutes was a mod that got added quite quickly. The corner lights and plays were a mod that's been added to the game. There's more mods getting added to the game as.
So you say, so what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that more mods are going to become part of the game, or are you trying to say that they're going to look at mods and develop like, I'm trying to understand what you...
I think they're going to need to look at some of these mods and start going, well, that's what people want. I also think they should just start looking at the top mod lists.
The thing is, though, at the moment, I've noticed there's a divide in the community, you know, when it comes to mods. People that, you know, build heavily modded ships are looked at in two ways. Oh, yes, it's beautiful. But they also looked at, oh, yes, but it is a modification to the game. So I don't know, have you noticed that? How people look at modded ships differently than they do look at, like, a beautiful vanilla ship. People tend to value a beautiful vanilla ship more than a beautiful modded ship. And I think that's quite weird. Maybe it's because it's harder to build with the vanilla blocks. Maybe that's why it's looked at in such a way.
It's a challenge to build with vanilla blocks. I like, see my builds, a lot of them are heavy vanilla. I don't go for 5.
Well, it's mainly because you like them to work, though, in your survival.
I like being able to spawn them into multiple worlds. But there's some mods that I near enough use in every build. I think nearly every one of my warships that I've ever built now has the Halo Mac gun, because I want a gun like that.
What a powerful... Yeah, the guns are still pretty weak, aren't they, really? The rocket launchers...
not my thing. I want a large cannon, basically.
Okay, what, something that just does lots of damage, high reload time sort of thing?
Yeah, well, high damage, long reload. But people would then come around to me and say, well, you can make gravity guns and all that in-game.
Well, yeah, that's... Well, saying that, bringing that up, that subject... you've got to think, was that an intention of them for people to make their weapons and use their weapons?
I don't know if that was meant
because I don't feel like that was meant to happen. Because when like ages and ages ago, when we started first developing weapons out of things that were not, were not supposed to be weaponized, in my opinion, like the gravity weapons, when that started coming along, people were like, what the hell? And I think the developers were a bit like, wow, this is mad what people are doing with this gravity mod. So
yeah, I do think the gravity guns was I don't think that was meant. I think that was more of a wow.
Oh shit, people are getting crazy. Like the thing is, with a lot of my builds, I always focus around sort of around weapons building, because I find it more fascinating than just building like a standard ship, developing or building a weapon. And I've not built a weapon in a while, just because I feel like the lot of weapons potential is kind of been done. Or
well, I recently, and I've got a mod spotlight coming out in the next couple of days, a blueprint spotlight coming out on someone who made, it was actually, I found very ingenious, it was cluster bomb missiles.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they use backward facing Gatling guns that shoot small cargo containers on the missile, that break the missile and release hundreds of rocks. And
okay.
It does an amazing amount of damage.
That actually sounds quite interesting. I'm sure I've seen similar things though done before.
I think I have. I've never seen it. And I fired it at a target in my blueprint spotlight. It's going out tonight, and
a bit of a plug there.
I know. The damage. Well, by the time this gets edited up, that's already out. And
well, this video will probably be up tonight, so you probably will have accurate point of doing that. Right, this platform's coming along quite well here. We've built up the whole platform in that little discussion we had. Okay, so we've got ourselves currently a machine that's just rotating itself.
Oh, it's a step in the right direction for.
Well, I've tried to put these catwalks on the back. Oh fuck! This is going to be difficult now. It's not staying still though.
That is on the same grid as everything else. And
save. All right, go on, Tazoo. Tazoo's joined us back for I don't know, maybe a brief 1 or 2 episodes. His girlfriend's got him locked in a cage at the moment, and she's just passed him the laptop. So, tell us about your many adventures wherever you're going.
She just gets home, so I need to be quiet and stuff here now. But on a serious note, I haven't been up to very much in work-wise. I've been to Prague, to be honest.
Ooh. So
yes.
So you visited the Keen Software place, did you?
I did.
I was sent you Snapchat and of you saying that I've been left alone in the editing suite. What should I break?
Yep, I did. I don't think I broke anything though, because that would made something quite pissed off.
No, it does too. The computer went out the window. Like, oops. Right, no one saw this. Okay, what we're missing here? We need some different components. But what else did you do? Did you go and see any of the sites and stuff? Is it quite a nice place to visit?
Well, I lived there for a month or so, I'd been everywhere before. But we went to all the nice places. We went to the dancing house in.
Oh, what's the club scene like in Prague? Is it good?
Not that sort of dancing house. It's a special house called a dancing house that's sort of twisted.
Oh! I thought you were like talking. Yeah, we went to a club and called the dance.
No, we didn't go clubbing actually. We stayed at a really nice hotel.
So it was like a nice posh. It was more of like a posh trip, not like a get out and party.
It was a posh weekend in Prague. Yeah, it was a 5-star hotel and so on. The only issue with the hotel was that it was really, really warm.
Was it? What was the temperature good?
What?
You spent some time in the pool?
We had a pool on the roof.
Woof.
Like on the 25th floor or something.
What, was it your own pool?
No, not our own. But there were never anyone there, so we had it for ourselves.
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
It was very good.
I think I'm going to have to do an adventure. When I come and see you in August anyway, well, I'll blog it for everyone. So we can, or vlog it, not blog it, so everyone can see.
You can help me build that desk day thingy.
Yeah, but that's August. That's quite a bit away, yeah.
It's not too far away.
Oh, well, we can do the desk project in August. All right. Oh god, everything's gone really laggy.
And we can make one for you as well, and you can take it with you.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to work. Let's see how fast the frame rate drops down. It's all right. Right, you have been building. I have been very successful so far with my solar array. The only problem is I can't get the script to work, so we can't get tracking the sun just yet. But Scott said he'll work on that. The basic design itself is we have a nice little pillar that goes up the center to 3 rotors that'll be controlled, fingers crossed, by a timer block and also a computer block in here that Aaron's tried to wire up using a script off the workshop, but Aaron is just absolutely hopeless with the scripts on the workshop. So fingers crossed Scott will be able to work on it, won't you?
Will be a project.
And what have you been working on down here? I've heard that you've been building some new little fandagly gadgets.
Originally, I was starting to build this ship, and now I got sidetracked having to go get resources for it.
And you finally just come back to start building your welding ship, basically. I love them welders. Ever since they've updated the model on them, the little wires that come off them look absolutely beautiful. That's a cool little screenshot right there.
Again, you see it is a non-symmetrical design.
Get a little
What
bit.
is definitely going to get some people's
Heart rates going. Is it non-symmetrical?
the cockpits off.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, that's going to upset a lot of people. Especially because you could have made it symmetrical as well.
No, because I wanted to have an oxygen generator in, and use the port in the back's only a 1 port.
Oh, well, I see. I know, it makes sense, but then people are like, this guy.
It's going to offend a few people, and I am sorry. I have built better welder ships, but
It's alright. How's that light treating you, the spotlight up there anyway? Is it keeping your builds lit?
It's giving me some light.
Oh, that's
nice.
good, that's good. And what's this going on over here? Is this what Tazoo started building before he
That's
had
what
to...
Tazoo, we'll see how that evolves over time.
Oh, fingers crossed.
How long before it becomes sentient and tries to kill us?
Never know.